supposed number of intelligent aliens. So the chances for life existing outside of the Earth should be really high. So high that in fact there likely are aliens or life forms that are in the solar system right now outside of the Earth. Two examples: Europa, moon of Jupiter, and Enceladus, moon of Saturn. Both of them have huge oceans underneath the ice crust, many kilometers deep, and they have hydrothermal vents at the bottom of their oceans, meaning they have energy in the oceans allowing for life. Hydrothermal vents are also places where life on Earth started, and we know they exist on Enceladus and Europa because there is geologic activity on both of the objects, caused by gravitational forces of the planets they are orbiting. They also have the right chemicals. This also means that there is a huge chance that aliens are awaiting to be discovered by us in the solar system. They could also be very simple, but we may also find there's something in the form of an alien fish. So life does not need too many conditions to exist. Another amazing thing is that us humans and everything alive on Earth might have originated from Mars, back when it had oceans. Life could have traveled through impacts to the Earth, and we know that there are organisms that can survive the vacuum of space. So this gives us a rough estimate of how common should life be in the universe. The solar system has one confirmed for now, that is us on Earth, and there should be another two life forms right now on Europa and Enceladus. And there might have been also two life forms from Venus, because it also had oceans in the past, and Mars. So now we can see that life should not be uncommon. So let's start with the Milky Way. Our galaxy has around 300 billion stars in it. That number could also be higher. So our estimate is that half of those stars at least have a planet. So there should be at least 150 billion planets. But there's likely even more. Then let's say that every 30th system has a life form, which does seem like a reasonable estimate considering that the solar system alone has one confirmed and two potential life forms. So every 30th system means 150 billion divided by 30, and we get the possible number of life forms in our galaxy. That is 5 billion different alien forms. Seems pretty impressive, but the number of life forms could also be way lower. Still, even if it is a billion or less, that is still huge. So, with this number, let's calculate the number of possible alien life forms in the observable universe. This is where things get really enormous. Interesting thing about the observable universe is that the number of galaxies just keeps rising. That is, Hubble Space Telescope always finds way more galaxies than we thought there were. Up to recently, we thought that there were 200 billion galaxies, but now Hubble found 10 times that amount, meaning there are about 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. That is more galaxies than there are stars in the Milky Way, our own galaxy. So let's see how many life forms are there. Per galaxy, there are about 100 billion stars, and there are about 2 trillion galaxies. So 2 trillion times 100 billion is 206 stillion, and that should be very roughly the number of stars in the observable universe. That number has 23 zeros. So let's apply the same logic that we applied to our galaxy with how many life forms does it have. So every 30th system has a life form. Then there should be 106 stillion planets if half of those stars have at least a planet. So 106 stillion divided by 30, and we get the number of 3.36 stillion. That is the number of possible alien life forms in the observable universe. Even if we cut that by 20 or 50 or 100, we still get an unbelievable number of life forms, meaning that life should actually be really common throughout the whole universe, no matter how many times you cut the number of 3.36 stillion. So, out of that number, how many are intelligent? Well, this is where things get a bit way too complicated, since the Fermi paradox says that we should really be detecting at least radio signals from another intelligent alien species by now, since life had 10 billion years to evolve in the Milky Way. and it would need a couple of million to spread throughout the whole galaxy.